Hey fellas, how you doing? In this video I want to explain how do you meet your ideal woman. How do you go about qualifying to see if a woman is right for you. Really interesting what I've learned throughout 10 years of my journey of going from someone that was really incapable of speaking to women and communicating with women, being romantic, taking things forward, relationships. I really struggled. I was really shy. I had no sense of self, no sense of personal identity. I actually didn't know who I was when I started. For many years going through this process, even when I was a pickup artist and I was going out and I was using techniques, not all the time, sometimes, I was being very calculated in regards to how I approached women, how I dated women. But this was really interesting for me. This is what I learnt myself and I wanted to share it with you. It's something it's one of them things that you don't learn this straight away. You don't learn this through an ebook. You don't learn this through someone telling you. You can hear it. You can learn it in the sense of, I can tell you what it is now and I will. You can go, okay, that makes sense. You have to personally experience it, like all things. So I remember ages ago, I can't even remember which book it was because I didn't read that many books, but I dabbled in, I think it was a seduction book. It was, can't remember who said it, but it stood out for me, and it must have been good because I remembered it, and it's reigned home true for me in my experience. And the guy said, most women you meet in your life are not going to be right for you. And I thought, that's a really interesting concept, because that kind of contradicts what picking up women is all about. And this whole ordeal about being good with women. It's almost like when you say that to a person, or when a man takes on that responsibility, he feels that he must always be successful with women. If a woman doesn't like him, it's his fault. He's not good enough, or he made a mistake, or he's not alpha. But you know what I learned? I learned that is, for me personally, and for many of my clients I work with in my 6 weeks program, or anyone that wants to hear my message, or anyone who wants to empower themselves as a man, that's the wrong mindset. That's coming from the wrong belief system. That makes you needy. That makes you have anxiety. That makes you sometimes dishonest. It made me dishonest because, let me give you an example. I want you to really think about this. I want you to process this. If you're confident, let's just say for example right now, even if you aren't, let's just say you're a confident man. Let's just say you love yourself. You're not perfect, but you got everything down in your life. You're making a good income. You're doing the job that you love. You're happy in yourself. You're happy with your self-image. You're happy with the future, with the present. You've got good people around you. Or even if you don't have any of these things, but you're just happy in yourself. And you're able to know what you want in a woman. Like, you know what you're attracted to. It doesn't matter what I say. It doesn't matter what the guy says. Pick-up community, dating, the world, society. You know that the exact woman you like. You know how she looks. You know her figure. You know her characteristics. You know her values. And you can see, oh, we could work this together. Me and this woman could make a life together. Or we'd have a good relationship. Or even, this is the type of girl I'd like to go out and have a date with, have a coffee with. This type of woman I want to be around. This is the type of woman I want to kiss. This is the type of woman I want to make love with. Right? So you go out, let's say you go out for a month. You say, you know what? I'm going to dedicate a month of my life going out and being sociable and trying to increase my chances of meeting this woman. And along your path, you're talking to women, you're talking to very attractive women. Let's just say every woman that you come in contact with is exceptionally good looking, physically, yeah? But when you speak to them, they don't have those characteristics that you're looking for. In your mind, you're thinking, I couldn't take this woman home to see my mum and dad. She wouldn't get along with my family, or I couldn't introduce her to my friends. It's not in a disrespectful way. It's just it wouldn't work. Or I can't imagine this woman supporting me when I come home from work and I've had a stressful day and I want to be vulnerable with a woman. I can't see in her having the emotional control to do that. Or I can't see this woman being my wife, being able to be the mother of my kids. Or better still, I don't know if I can trust this woman. Or maybe you say, you know what, this woman's beautiful, she's nice, but she'd suit my friend, but she's not right for me. Can you see my point? Can you see the thinking? That's what I started to experience. But because I'm a bit stupid sometimes, and it takes me longer to learn than most people, which is effectively the reason I get good at things, because I work a bit harder than the average person. You might relate to this. I started to realize this when I became more secure in myself, when I was going through, I'll tell you when I got this realization, I'll tell you when I got it exactly. I got it about 1.5 years, 2 years ago. It was when I was coming to the end of my reign, my whole tallying up, getting laid of women, because I'd slept with, and I'm telling this to stress a point, I'd slept with lots of different women, with different characteristics, some really interesting women, some really not interesting, but some women, I'm just going to be straight, some women that were really bad characters, judgmental, angry, negative, no ambition in life, no interest in having a family, no virtue, no ethics. But like I've already said in my story, I wasn't a saint, I made mistakes too. I also met women that were incredibly sensitive, lovely, caring, feminine, don't want anything, just want to be around you, just want your time, don't want your money, don't care about what you have, just you as a person. And I used to always feel, wow, this woman's right for me. I remember one of my ex-girlfriends, Alina, she's one of the best women I ever met. We were together for 3.5 years. I loved her actually, and I made a big mistake. That's another story. But she was very kind. She was with me from the start. She was with me when I set johnnyberba.com up, and I had no finances. I didn't even know how I was going to do this, but I just believed it. She said to me, I believe in you. She never changed her mind. We had some arguments like most people do. She believed in me, and she was so kind. You know, the nicest times we had, sorry. God, I get emotional talking about her. When I'd go to her house and I would buy a bottle of alcohol from the shop or some cakes and food, and we'd sit, eat and watch a film and spend time and make love. I fucking loved it. I loved it. I enjoyed it. And then that developed into a long-term relationship. And we got along in character. We were different in many ways, but similar. She was, man, it makes me emotional. I might even, it's hard to talk about, but it's the woman I attract. Brown hair, curvy, not too slim, not too large, curvy, feminine, good sense of humor, a strong character. This is what I'm attracted to. And I realized, how many approaches did I have to do to find her? Fucking hell, it's a lot. How many dates did I go on? How many women did I have to turn down? How many women had to turn me down? So I started to change my thinking, especially in your 30s. I thought, good games knowing who you are. Bad games when you're actually trying to get every woman to like you. It's the opposite. But you won't get to this thinking if you don't go through this journey. Or maybe you will, maybe you've got the maturity. So I guess I'm speaking to men in their 30s now. I would actually say men in their 30s and their 40s and 50s. Now remember, if you're in your 20s and you're sharp, maybe this will relate to you, but probably not. That's when I really started to think that I don't like the pickup stuff, because pickups actually, it's too much marketing online. It's too many companies trying to sell methods that are going to get you laid over every woman. I never did that. You can go back and watch my older videos. I never promised that, because that's not the truth. But again, I'm not worried about what other companies are teaching. I'm worried about what I know and what is true. And when you're coming from this place, it's such a strong place of integrity. I'm not saying I've always been in this place. I am now, and I'm going to go into that in a second. But you become a natural. You actually exhibit and inherit and give off the correct behaviors to attract quality women, because you're generally, from your heart, from your psychology, your spirit, putting out the right vibes to attract the right woman. And you're also disqualifying, and you're doing it with no violence, no manipulation, the woman that's not right for you. And when you think about it, in the grand scheme of things, no one loses out, because it's a true saying it's the truest thing I've ever heard. There is someone for everyone. But what happens for men and women, especially if we're insecure and we've got to fill the void, we get greedy. We need loads of women. I've got to get laid with loads of women. I've got to have models. I've got to have this one. I've got to have another one. And you know the story in that. For guys who are virgins right now, that are where I was when I was 21, that can't relate to sleeping with women, that have not had women. I understand you. I feel your pain. I've been there. that are terrified of sex. Maybe you're getting close to it, but you're frightened of going in the bedroom with her. What if you don't get an erection? What's she going to think? What your friend's going to think? I've been through that. So maybe you've got to go through that. Maybe I've got no right to tell you that. I've got to say the truth. It's so empowering. I run mine myself. And this is not manipulation, it's not tactics. I'm openly telling the world. I tell women this. So this is what I've always knew, but was afraid to apply, but now apply. And whenever I've applied it, it's fantastic. And guess what? This is you're not gonna want to hear this, but maybe you will hear it in a deeper level. You will actually get turned down by more women when you're applying this, but you're actually going for the ones you want. And when you get success, I'm gonna be straight, you have the best sex, you have the best connection, and you've got truth, you've got honesty with a person, you're connecting with a woman. There's nothing unmanly about it. It's the most manliest thing a man could do. And women actually want this. They may not say it verbally, they may deny it, because women are complex, we know that. It's not just me saying it. Look at the psychology of women. Look at the great minds, Sigmund Freud, he spoke about women. It's hard to work women out. No man can fully work a woman out. Even women can't work women out. They're emotional beings, they change, but within that we can find some consistency. And the more I know me, the more I know you. The more I know me, the more I know women. So it's always about, who are you? Because we always try and project out what we're missing inside. I don't feel enough. I need to get it from someone. That never quenches your thirst. It never quenches your thirst. It's a bit like when you're gasping, you're thirsty, you've been playing football and it's hot baking summer's day and you drink Coca-Cola. It makes you feel a bit better. It doesn't quench your thirst, you need water. I don't even know why I'm saying this. Where's this coming from? This is truth coming out of me. So it's not going to quench your thirst if you're not actually connecting with the right woman. Could be different for you. And I always realised for many years, I'm always getting men in the pickup community coming up to me about models. I don't like models. I don't dislike models, but it's not my type of woman. But I don't like to generalise people, because a model is a person, it's a human being. But I just don't like the stereotype of woman who is a size 0. Not every woman's going to like me. Some women are not going to find me attractive. That's okay, I don't care. Great. Some women are going to find me very handsome. Thank you very much. I get the good looks from my mum and my dad. So there is no dishonesty in this. This is honesty. There is no game. There is no manipulation. It is a set of ethics, and we should all have this. We do this naturally anyway. We qualify one another according to our own interests and hobbies, and we disqualify one another. But I don't see disqualifying someone as rejection. I see that as being honest. You're not saying to a woman, "Oh, fuck off! I don't think you're attractive. Get out of my life." That's not kind. That's bullying. But you don't need, when you put out what you want, the woman will do it. And many women do it to me, and that's what I love about women. They'll do it in a kind way. They'll just sort of, I'll be honest, sometimes women are not directly honest because I think they don't want to hurt a man's feeling, and sometimes that's part of being honest. So they'll just they'll find a way to bypass meeting you again, or taking things forward, or maybe friend zoning you, or just moving on. But once we accept this, and this is the most powerful lesson I could ever teach you about women and yourself, and meeting the right woman, you will grow as a man just through understanding the principles of having these ethics, which is what I teach, which is honesty, congruency, love, and all the rest of it. You will meet the right woman. I'm doing this now. I'm currently going through it. I'm single at the moment. I'm holding out for the right woman. I've had a few dates recently and I've had to disqualify them. They haven't been right for me. And sometimes the women have disqualified me, but I've still had a good time. And that's the thing that we miss out on. This is where we go wrong, especially for sufferers of social anxiety. Don't have this mentality, if I don't get the end result, there's no point. That is a loser's mentality. That's that whole greedy taker mentality. I'm being straight, I get a lot of people who are like that. I see comment on my videos. They never want to pay for a course. They never appreciate anything that's given for free. They think everything's a scam. Everyone's trying to outdo them, but they're the scam. They're the dishonest one. They're projecting that out. That's why they're getting it back. So if they are being scammed, it's because they're scamming themselves. So I just started to think to myself, I'm really not worried about what other companies are doing. When I was first starting out and still learning as a teacher, I'm not worried about if they're putting out dishonesty or they're just trying to take people's money and not actually help people at the same time. I don't need to worry about it. I just worry about what I'm doing and what I'm putting out, what my motives are. As a teacher, as a student, as a businessman, as a philosopher, as a servant of God, I'm just worrying about what I'm doing. And this is how we attract the right things in our life. But I think so many people, we're so scared of not being liked by people. We try and be liked by everyone. We can't do that. There's not enough hours in the day. I'd love to have all of you over for tea. There's not enough room in here to put millions of you in, or thousands, but I try and meet as many of you as I can. Some of you I'm gonna work with you on my 6 weeks program and teach you. Some of you are gonna buy my online products. Some of you are gonna appreciate my free content. Some of you are gonna come to my free talks. So at the end of the day, everyone wins. But if we have this mentality that I'm losing out, so what I'm basically saying to you, I'm actually encouraging you to socialize with people and in your dating life from a place of ethics and integrity, and you will naturally attract the right people into your life, and you will naturally, is it even a word, detract, or you'll push away without physically pushing people away. You just won't be in the same vibrational frequency or vibrational state or level of thinking. Sometimes it changes. I know for me, from year to year, things change. I used to be very narrow-minded when it came to women. I just liked English women when I was in my teens, because that was all I was exposed to. When I started to branch out, especially in central London, when I was hitting the streets, I started to love Eastern European women. And I thought, oh, I can never see myself with any other woman other than Eastern European, because the woman that I was so in love with, Alina, was Eastern European. I dated lots of them. Then I thought, I would never be able to get a woman from South America because I don't date guys who are pale, but that wasn't true. That was limiting beliefs. And I found a woman from Venezuela who was absolutely beautiful, and I dated her for 6 months. We became good friends. She still writes to me via email. We still meet sometimes. It was all limiting beliefs. There's nothing we can't achieve if we've got the right belief system. I've done this myself. I know it's true. And sometimes I still struggle with it, because always old thoughts or conditioning, but we attract what we are. We attract what we are, so be careful what you become. Don't sit there blaming it's this, it's that. Because sometimes I've got a tendency too. You guys can probably tell, because I've come from a very, very negative mindset, and I've become a very optimistic, positive person. But I sometimes have to deal with that old karma, that old story. So things come up for me like, man, women are all just out for whatever they can get. But I know that's not true. That's just the sulk inside, because I met many good women that are not out for what they can get. They want to connect with a man. So know who you are, know what you want, and you'll never need to do pick-up lines. You won't need to use tricks. Just that practice of integrity will exude confidence. It will exude charm. It will exude conversation skills. It will give you everything. It's like a teacher that is embedded in you, that you have opened yourself up to, that's got all this knowledge, but it won't be revealed to you like an awareness, like a birth of a consciousness. It won't be revealed if you are blocking it and you won't allow it to open up, and you're pretending to be someone you're not, and you're going for women to impress your friends. Your friends never care as much as you think about the woman you're with. If they're good friends, they'll just be happy to see you happy. I don't care if my friend goes out with a woman who's overweight, who's a model. Long as he's happy, I'm happy. That's what a real friend is. Fellowship. All the things I'm talking about is all about the relationship with yourself. And I think for those of you who say, yeah, but there's lots of gold diggers out there, but again, I never meet them. I met them a couple of times when I was doing the pickup stuff, because I was not in the right frequency. I was not very honest myself, and I tended to attract that. I never meet them anymore. I know what they look like. I'm not stupid. I'm socially aware. I'm savvy. I've lived in many different companies, social circles. I've been around. So it's the law of attraction as well. One of you wanted me to talk about that. You know, this is, and these are things that you don't learn by staying at home. I've said it before. You have to invest. You have to invest in yourself. You have to invest in a mentor, someone to help you, or you need to invest in facing your own fears. You have to invest either way. If you don't, you will not get the results. I see lots of guys commenting, complaining on my videos, complaining about my receding hairline, complaining about the way I speak. What's that got to do with you getting the woman of your dreams? Or attacking people, or putting people down, or this guy's fake, this guy. What about you? What about your life? You're just talking about your insecurities. What about fixing you? So this is a very manly alpha male attitude to have. And it's, I just get excited to share it, because it's a realization I had, and I thought I want to go and I want to share it. I want to share everything I've learned, because it's one of those ongoing things that, and you can't even say I've got it now. You've got to keep enhancing it and developing it. And do you know what? I live my whole life like this. This is how I run my business. And the same people, when people make this mistake in business when they start out, they just want to make money. You don't enjoy it. You don't attract the right people. You're going to attract people that you don't even want to work with. So you have to apply this in my business. That's why I don't work with everyone. It has to be right. The chemistry has to be right. I have to help this person. Then we can enjoy the money, and the person can be grateful for my teaching, my time and my investment. We have a good friendship. We go away both feeling like we've got something out of it. There's been a relationship built. Nothing sexual, don't worry, I'm straight as an arrow, half Irish. So it's a way of living, isn't it? A set of ethics, honesty. I can keep saying it till I'm blue in the face, or if I go whiter. So don't worry about my hairstyle. Don't worry about what this guy's doing or what that company's doing or who's scamming. Worry about you, because probably the scam's in you. You're a scammer yourself. You're probably stealing, and you're just saying that because you're angry at what you're doing. Now, if you've got a more positive attitude and you've been doing it, you'd understand what I'm talking about. You'd be speaking like, you'd be saying, yeah, I'm on to what Johnny's saying. That's how I met my girlfriend. Now, I'm going to talk about the positive stuff. Let's not dwell on the negative. I get so many emails every week saying, Johnny, your videos transformed my life. You've taken my level of honesty to another level, or you've helped me with social anxiety, or something you said in your video triggered something, or you inspired me, or I've got a girlfriend already, I'm not interested in meeting women, but something you said inspired me to be better in my relationship, and I'm very grateful. And that's really what my videos are about, inspiring people to inspire themselves and to improve their life happiness, their relationships. And this should be taught more. They should be teaching this in schools. They should be encouraging people to appreciate the value of their own body and their own mind and their own ethics and integrity. And no one is better than anyone. Everyone's got the right to access the kingdom within. I'll leave you with that. Pleasure. Like and subscribe. If you want to like it, go ahead, no pressure. Subscribe to my channel if you want. If you don't want to subscribe, I'm not really bothered. Am I bothered? And remember, good game is knowing who you are and knowing the type of woman you want, and qualifying. Not qualifying in the gamey sense, in the pickup stuff, pretending to qualify. No, qualify. I just thought something for our girl. I'm going to show you an example of a few things I do, and there's no tricks at all. If I'm with a woman, the first thing I'll usually say to her is, I've gone blank now, sorry, because I've been speaking so much. I'll ask her a series of questions, and there'll be questions that are congruent in the moment, that are real. I'll say to her, I might say to a woman, do you believe in love? And if a woman says, oh no, I don't believe in that, it's not the right woman for me. How can I date a woman who doesn't believe in love? How can I trust a woman who doesn't believe in love? How can I have interest in my family? Disqualified in one question. I know that's harsh, but that's the truth. I'm not messing around. Or, do you want to have a family sometimes? She says, no, I don't like kids. Disqualified. I want to have a family. I don't want a woman who doesn't want to have kids. That's just me. I've got a right to say that. And she's got a right to say she doesn't want a guy who's got a funny hairstyle. Another question I will say is, what are you doing in your life? How's life? And she says, I hate my life and I hate all my friends, and it's not for me. It's not in the right place. Not judging, because I've been there myself, but I've earned my way into a happier life. It's not going to be right for me. If I say to a woman, another question I always ask, do you drink? You guys always, have you noticed in my YouTube videos, I always ask that, and you used to always say, why is Johnny asking boring questions? No, Johnny is being a man, being honest, and working from that place of integrity. I'm not using this pick-up bullshit. Be straight with you, I've got passionate now. Okay, I'll calm down. So, do you drink? If a woman is this is what happens when I get emotional. If a woman is an excessive drinker, I'm not attracted to her. I don't care about what society says. I don't care if she's a 10, if she's absolutely stunning and she walks down the street, not interested. My attraction is gone. I don't like excessive alcohol drinking. Now it's not an attack on someone, but this is what I like. It's how I want to live. It's my choice, your choice. If a woman smokes, can't date her. She could be the best looking woman, the biggest boobs, massive ass, all the rest of it. It's not for me. Can't do it, can't kiss a woman who smokes, don't like it, don't like smoking. So already on the basis of what I said, puts me in a very powerful position to find out where we stand. If a woman doesn't believe in God, or she's not spiritual, or she doesn't believe in integrity, not going to work out. Not going to work out. Not going to work out. So can you imagine how many women I meet that are not right for me? Most of them I meet are not right for me. But in the old days, I had no fucking integrity, no self-respect. Anything will do if it's attractive, just to please me and just to make men like me, at the cost of no kingdom within. This is a powerful message coming this year. This is empowering men to be beautiful, to be honest, and to be solid, and not to be frightened by a woman's looks or what society says and all the rest of it. And as I said, I love women, but I love myself and I respect myself, and I want to help men, because women want proper men, and this is what I'm helping men to do. And equally, women should be doing the same when meeting a man. They should be qualifying on a man on the basis of what they like.